Hey guys, this is Cleanta, and today we are here to discuss about the first chapter in Fundamentals of Mass Communication, that is Introduction and Overview. What is mass communication? Mass communication or communications can be defined as the process of creating, sending, receiving and analyzing messages to a large audience. Forms of communication. We have non-verbal communication and verbal communication. So, under verbal communication, we have pitch, voice and tone, and under non-verbal communications, we have facial expressions, eyes, body language, posture, touch and proxemics, which means talking to oneself. Types of communication. We have interpersonal communication. Interpersonal communication is the process of exchange of information, ideas and feelings between two or more people through verbal or non-verbal methods. It often includes face-to-face exchange of information in the form of voice, facial expressions, body language and gestures. Intrapersonal communication can be defined as communication with oneself, and that may include self-talk, acts of imagination and visualization, and even recall and memory. Now we have types of interpersonal communication. First is public communication, where two or more group interactions take place. One person speaks to the audience, for example, a public rally. The interaction between the audience and the speaker is one way. It is a direct form of communication and is less interactive. Electronic communication is any communication which uses technology to transmit message, for example, radio, TV, web, social media, SMS, phone is called as electronic communication. Satellite communication and digital communication are subsets of electronic communication. Now we have the elements in the process of communication, which is the sender, message, medium, receiver, feedback and noise. It is also called as a medium of communication. It is complex and is universal. Now we are going to go to the models of communication. First is Shannon and Weaver's model. In 1948, Shannon, an American mathematician and electronic engineer, along with Weaver, an American scientist, wrote an article on the Bell system, technical journal. And they named the article A Mathematical Theory of Communication, which is also known as Shannon and Weaver's model of communication. This model is specially designed to develop the effective communication between sender and receiver. Also, they find factors which affect the communication process called noise. At first, the model was developed to improve the technical communication. Later, it's widely applied in the field of communication. The next is Gerbner's model of communication. In his work, Gerbner proposed two dimensions in the process of communication, that is, perpetual dimension and means and control dimension. He believed that human communication is selective, subjective and unpredictable, and looks at communication process as an act or a technique. This model suggests that if an individual perceives an event, it is based on his understanding and available material, and to some consequences. The next is the sociological model of communication developed by John and Matilda Riley. They developed this model to illustrate the sociological implications in communication. The largest social structure 1 contains a communicator C and primary group A1 and A2. Social structure 2 contains a receiver R and primary group B1 and B2. Large social structure 1 and large social structure 2 comes under all social systems. Next is the hub model of communication. It shows mass communication process as circular, dynamic and ongoing. It pictures communication as a process similar to the series of action that takes place when one drops a pebble into a pool. The gatekeeping model designed by Wesley and McLean. This model shows that information flow through a certain channel and there are checkpoints or gatekeepers who decide whether information flow should be allowed to continue or should be blocked. The next is DeFleur's model of communication. This model is based on the taste of the audience known as bro. It suggests that media market is influenced by capitalist economy, highbrow. The base consists of larger audience with lowbrow. Above that is the audience with the middle brow taste. The last is Sadharanikaran. It is a model of communication and a brainchild of the eminent communication scholar Dr. Nirmala Adhikari. Sadharikaran model represents the communication process from the Bharatiya Shastriya, that is, Hindu perspective. This model means mutual understanding, commonness or oneness among the people.